Hey, Shalom, Makim, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that's so teaching this truth. And as always, much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes in who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all I say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, and I'm coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, today this lesson will be edifying. And today's lesson is going to be entitled, One Key Prophecy Has to Take Place Before This. All right, one key prophecy has to take place before this. And that one key prophecy that has to take place before World War III, which I actually might name it that, is the mandatory implementation of the MOTB. All right, that's one key prophecy that has to happen first. All right, before all hell breaks loose and all these nations go to war with one another. Okay, now the scripture does say that that the Lord will gather all nations together into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which we're going to grab actually real quick, just for edification purposes. All right, this is Joel 3. Let's start at verse 9. All right, this is Joel chapter 3 verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. And the Gentiles is actually talking about the different heathen nations. It says, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. You see, and plowshares and pruning hooks are weapons of, I'd rather say instruments. All right, for farm use. And now these different nations are all gathering themselves together for war. So a lot of their money that they have, they're spending it on, they're pretty much spending it on military, military personnel, whether it be tanks, whether it be, helicopters, or whether it be missiles, because that's what the Lord's going to use, as the scripture says, that he created the waster to destroy. That's the modern day sword today. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. And the mighty ones that the Lord gonna cause to come down, all right, it's going to also be the missiles as well. He's going to bring forth the angels. Hold on one second. Anyways, it says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And in Hebrew is pronounced Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment. Okay. It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Because all these different nations are going to eventually gather themselves together, which they're all being gathered there together now. You see, but the Lord's going to have it to whereas they're going to have a showdown or a brawl for it all, if you will. And it's going to be nuclear. Okay? That's why the scripture says in Isaiah 9, it says that that this war should be with fuel and burning of fire. You see? It says, pick ye up the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow. For their wickedness is great. And that's going to be whenever the Lord judges the heathen for touching the apple of the Lord's eye, which is his people, us. Remember the scripture says that Jerusalem would be trodden down by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles would be fulfilled. And we're at that point where the times of the Gentiles for them to rule is being fulfilled, man. Okay, but once again, one key prophecy that has to take place before all hell breaks loose, because we've been saying this for a minute too. You know how the least of the flock, well, the scriptures say it actually, but beginning with our apostles and elders on down, all right, the scripture says that the least of the flock will draw them out, and the least of the flock is talking about the small hats over there. They're going to draw them. They're going to draw America as well as the rest of these different nations out into war. Okay, that's what we're looking for, of course. But World War III, as it says, Anthony Blinken warns, World War III will be sparked this week as Iran vows to attack Israel. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, that's not going to take place. World War III ain't going to start next week. Okay, because once again, the mandatory implementation of the MOTB, all right, has not happened on a worldwide stance yet. That has to happen worldwide first. All right, before all these nations start arming themselves nuclear. And when I say arming themselves, I mean like actually using thermonuclear weapons, because technically World War III has already started. Okay, it just hasn't happened. It just hasn't gotten hot yet. I'd rather say it like that. Okay. So it says Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has warned G7 leaders that World War III is likely to erupt in a matter of days as Iran gears up to attack Israel within the next 48 hours. And you have Iran that says that a lot. They'll vow a retaliation attack and this, that, and the third. We vow to do this to Israel. We vow to do that. And a lot of times they don't even do it. Why don't they do it? It's because it's not time yet. Now, could they do something, or could Iran, possibly shoot a missile over there, whatever the case may be? Yeah, that could possibly happen. You see? But the Lord, as a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Until the said measure be fulfilled. Let me get that real quick. I know it's the second Ezra. All right. This is second Ezra chapter 4. Verse let's start at verse 35. All right. It says did not the souls also of the righteous ask of these Did not the souls also of the righteous ask questions of these things in their chambers, saying, how long shall I hope on this fashion? Right? And that's what the righteous ask, man. How long shall we hope on this fashion? Okay, whenever the Lord brings forth the judgment and Yahweh Shah returns and the elect, are transformed and changed in the twinkling of an eye. The different heathen nations is brought down, and the nation of Israel is set up as a chief nation on the planet Earth. Remember that's what the apostles asked. They asked Yahweh Shai, is it now the time that you're going to establish the nation of Israel, the kingdom of Israel? But it wasn't at that time. It says, and unto these things Uriel the archangel gave them answer and said, even when the number of seeds is filled in you, meaning that what? Ezra's just going to have to come back a said number of times, okay, before this would take place and happen. So it's very, very well possible that Ezra's, all right, could be on the planet Earth today. Okay, and he said, even when the number of seeds is filled in you, for he hath weighed the world in the balance. You see, the world is weighed in the balance, and everything has its time. Okay, everything has its times, and everything has its purposes under heaven, as it says in Ecclesiastes 3. There's a time and a purpose under the sun. Okay, verse 37. It says, by measure he hath measured the times. See that? And by number hath he numbered the times, and he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. See that? He doesn't move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. You see, the Lord has everything down to a science, man. Okay, and the word science literally just means to know. The Lord knows whenever he's gonna bring the system down. The Lord knows whenever that missile is gonna be shot off. The Lord knows the exact moment, or when the MOTB is gonna be established worldwide. Okay, so we're not to see this and be, man, we're gonna get out of here next week. Which it is called Halal Yahweh Bashim Shai. I don't want to say it like that, but we're not gonna see, we're not sitting here like, yo, yeah, we're gonna probably be out here next week. Because you may have a brother, or a sister that could be weak in the faith and that could see this and not really understand and know the prophecies like that, and get all excited, which we are to be excited. You know what I'm saying? We are to be excited when we see these things happen, of course, because the Lord said when these things happen upon the planet Earth, look up, for your salvation is nigh. So we are excited. Don't get it twisted. This is major. But to say that World War III is going to start next week it's not correct. Okay. It says 3 people who were given information regarding the meeting told Axios that Blinken told leaders of the G7 countries that the United States government believes Iran and Hezbollah will retaliate in response to the deaths of Hamas political chief Ismail Haniyeh and Hezbollah's second in command Fard Shakur. And that's what happened last week. One of Hezbollah's and Hamas's two major key individuals got killed, and it was pretty much in a bombing. So that's an assassination in a sense. And you also had chief cities, capitals, if you will, that got bombed. I want to say Lebanon, not Lebanon, excuse me, Beirut, which is B-U-R-I-T, B-E-U-R-I-T, as well as Tehran. And that's like an act of war. It says Blinken added that while the U.S. is expecting Iran and Hezbollah's imminent retaliation on Israel to come as early as Monday, which we on Monday now, so we're going to see. Excuse me. And right now, it's the morning time now here in the States. But out there in Hezbollah and Iran, over on that side of the world, it's pretty much nighttime. So we're going to see. Now, something could happen. I'm not saying that a missile ain't going to get shot or whatever, or an attack might be made. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, too, they could stand down and just wait. Ultimately, as the scripture says, what? The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay? They are unsure exactly how or what the retaliation will look like, the sources told the outlet. One of the sources claimed that Blinken sounded frustrated and stated that the Biden administration thought they were close to a breakthrough regarding a ceasefire and hostage release deal with Israel and Hamas prior to Hanaya's death in Tehran. G7 foreign ministers from countries such as Canada, Italy, Japan, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, the U.S., and the High Representative for the European Union issued a joint statement on Sunday urging all involved parties to try to lower tensions and engage constructively to try to de-escalate the situation. Okay, now the situation is going to continue to escalate. All right, these wars. Remember, the Yahweh Shah said that there should be wars and rumors of wars. You got the skirmish going on in Russia and the Ukraine. You have civil unrest breaking. You got civil unrest in Bangladesh. You have pretty much civil unrest taking place in the UK. Riots and uproars of the people. So all these things are happening. The Lord is definitely making firm on His promise, and we see it. You see, and what Yahweh Shah said, these are the beginning of sorrows. But this right here, okay, when you see Russia involved, because Iran is an ally of Russia. When you see these things get involved, and then if Israel gets attacked, you already know the United States is going to have to jump in. And then you also have Turkey. All right, it's pretty much stating that, look, if we pretty much going to take the Palestinian side if there's any kind of bomb that goes off, or not bomb that goes off, excuse me, but yeah, Turkey pretty much flipping the script. And Turkey is a NATO ally, but for the longest they've been flip flopping anyway. So the Lord is making major chess moves on the planet Earth. Okay, in the fullness, as the scriptures talks about, in the fullness and the dispensation of times, when the times are fulfilled and the heathen had their time to rule, okay, the Lord is going to ultimately what? He's going to bring them down. He's going to destroy them. Okay, but once again, there's a major prophecy that has to happen first before all this happens. Okay, it says, we urge all involved parties once again to refrain from, that's a hard word for me to say for some reason. Let me see real quick. So I don't even want to sound crazy. Perpetuate, yeah, okay. Salakia. It says we urge all involved parties once again to refrain from perpetuating the current destructive cycle of retaliatory violence, to lower tensions and engage constructively toward de-escalation. The statement said, no country or nation stands to gain from a further escalation in the Middle East. You see, because that's where everything's going to pop off at. It says, as Breitbart News previously reported, Israel has braced itself for an attack from Iran over the weekend, as Iranian leaders have threatened to strike back in response to Haniyeh. And now you did have the red flag of revenge that was raised in Tehran, pretty much indicating like, look, with what Israel did, we gonna retaliate. It's pretty much what they're saying. All right, when I say we, I'm talking about what Iran is saying. All right, It says, in response to the threats of retaliation on Israel, United Airlines and Delta Airlines suspended flights to Israel. And you also had you also had France that urged all of its citizens pretty much to any citizen that could be in Israel, you know, to pretty much leave, but they can't. You see, so you know things are getting spicy. You know, as the prophecy states before, when we'll quote it again. You know, it's written in Jeremiah 49 as well as in Jeremiah 50 that the least of the matter of fact, let's just get it real quick. We'll actually get it real quick, and we'll end it off on this one. But once again, you know, the mandatory implementation of the MOTB, that has to happen first. Okay? Jeremiah 49. Find it real quick here. Jeremiah 49, and I'll start at verse 17. All right, it says, also Edom shall be a desolation, because with this world war, whenever it is fully intact, with this world war, it's going to be to the destruction and fall of Esau Edom's beast system. Okay, everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at the plagues thereof. And that lines right up with Revelation, the 18th chapter. Okay, it says, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, which how was Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim destroyed? It was destroyed by way of fire and brimstone. And that's what the Lord is going to bring forth to this modern day Sodom and Gomorrah here in America. Okay, because Israel is going to be wiped off the map, but rebuilt. Okay, because that's our land. And America is going to be wiped off the map, but America is not going to be rebuilt. Okay, so I don't even want to say that Israel is going to be wiped off the map. I'd rather just say that Israel is going to get completely hit with missiles and destroyed, but Israel is going to be built back up. America is no longer going to be inhabited. Okay, so I just want to just say it like that for edification purposes. It says, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. And that's talking about America. It says, behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong. Now, where is Jordan at? Okay, Jordan is over there. Jordan's over there by Palestine. You see, like you have the Jordan River. You know, we would have to cross, like the conquest of Joshua. We crossed the Jordan River, all right, in order to get into the Promised Land, to get into the land of Canaan. So it's over there in that region, right? It says, but I will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Pretty much it's the Lord boasting. Who gonna stand against me? You know, who gonna stop what I got? Who gonna stop what I got going on? Right? Who gonna stop my plans? Right? Therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh that he had taken against Edom. You see? Because who's over there in that land right now? You have the baby hats over there. The Amalekites, the Amalekites. You see? You have them over there in our land. Okay? And the Lord has sworn that he would have war with them from generation to generation. He's sworn it. It's a promise. Okay? It says and his purpose is that he purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. You see, the least of the flock is talking about Israel. Now the nation, they are being drawn out. You see, they are being drawn out. But out of all the chaos that's getting ready to erupt, civil war is breaking forth over here, the famines, the pestilences, the sword, you know, the civil unrest, all these different things that are going to be happening over here. All right, that's going to cause chaos, and through that chaos, they're going to implement order, which that order is going to be what? That order is going to be what? Everybody has to be tagged, and everybody has to be tagged and traced. There's too much stuff going on here. This is going to be the new way that everybody's going to have to be tagged and traced through this MOTB. And with that happening, which is going to be a worldwide thing, with that taking place and happening, okay, you're still going to have all these skirmishes and wars taking place, man. That's what's getting ready to take place and happen. That's what we see going on right now. You see? That's what's happening. Okay? Bear with me, because I'm about to wrap it up. All right, so it says, Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. You see, so when this happens, this will be the end of these. This will be the end, all right, of this beast system completely. At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. You see, and that's what's happening right now, man, over there in the Red Sea, and by that region. Okay, but once again, one key prophecy has to take place before World War III, and we know that, and we understand that. Okay, and those that don't understand, now you know. All right, so Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Bashem Chakwadash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone that taught us his truth and that's still teaching his truth. Much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time, Lord willing, I say shalom.